So I want to talk to you about Sconul. Now, you may or may not have heard it. I feel like when searching this up before applying, there was no one really talking about it. I feel that, I don't know if it's more so told more so if you're somebody who's in a distance university opposed to if you're just going to brick and mortar, because you will have access to a library. But it's kind of, anyway, we'll get into what it is. So basically what it is any student basically in the UK is entitled to this base scheme. So basically what it is it gives, so when you apply, you can apply to go to other libraries, as I said, in the UK. So you have your home library, and then you can then apply to go to another university's library. As I said, it's really handy if you are somebody who's distance learning. I mean, I'm with the Open University. They do have a library and the campus, but it's all the way in Milton Keynes, which is quite far for me. So if I need to study in a quiet place, Milton Keynes just it's a bit of a headache to get up there, especially when I don't drive. So there's that. Also, it's very helpful, say if you're going somewhere, like say in the holidays, you're going back home, you could be distance, you could have moved from you could be in a campus, basically not in a campus, in a uni halls or whatever, and you're going home for, I don't know, whatever you're doing. You then have that access to still have access to a library at a university. So how you basically apply, you apply on your website, on the Sconul website and everything. You fill the details out and everything, and then you'll get an email of approval. That email of approval, you will then use that to take to your chosen university. They always say to print it out because they need to keep a copy of the actual email. So you print that out, and they usually ask for like photo ID as well, and your student ID if you're with the Open University, basically showing them your profile details. If you go on the student home is enough, basically, because obviously Open, they used to give out physical like cards, library cards for their library at their campus, but they don't do it anymore unless if you go down there and you actually want it, because you want to use that library to kind of borrow books and stuff. But they used to give it to like every student, but they don't do that anymore. There's that. And Sconul, I think, used to actually send you ID as well if you were the Open Uni, but now it doesn't matter anyway, just online or physical. But anyway, so, and then you just take that down and they set you all up and everything. So there's different bands, and this is where the confusion starts. So before actually applying for this, when searching up, a lot of people were saying it just gives you access to kind of use the facilities, but you can't actually borrow books. But I feel this is dependent on the university and what their kind of rules are, depending on what like band you are. I'm band B, so it's like, I think band B is like undergraduate and full-time distance student learning, I think. I can't remember the top of my head. But with the Derby University, you can actually borrow at least 5 books. So you can use all the facilities apart from, like, I think you don't have access to their computers, and you can't actually book for their study rooms. So they've got literally study rooms which you can book, which their normal students can book, but they do have like different zones, like quiet zones and stuff, which actually is pretty handy actually. But yeah, so that's basically how it like runs and everything like that. So you, depending on what university, this one, they give you a library card. I stick it in here because I don't want to lose it, and the back literally has my signature on it. That's why I'm not just showing you the back of it. But anyway, so that's basically it. And then this card, so there's always security at the Derby Uni anyway, so you just show them that and they'll let you in. And then the card, you can just scan it at the thingies when you get the library, because I don't know if it's like for every like uni, but Derby is Derby Uni is really secure. You have to scan your student ID to pretty much get in everything, not even just to get in the building, but to get into different parts of the building as well. This can actually open up, if you scan it, it will open the barricades up to actually get into the library. But yeah, that's basically it. So yeah, so I just explain the process. Again, it's going to be different. Each uni will have different rules on what facilities you can use, what's restricted, that sort of thing. So I do want to kind of make that clear. So it's not necessarily that you won't necessarily be able to borrow books. You might not. I think it just depends on the uni and stuff. But yeah, that's basically it for this video.